All right, welcome everyone to ASN American Sim Network for the Loose Lugnuts Halloween Bash qualifying race. We have about 17 trucks on the field right now, and a surprise twist: the top 10 eligible drivers will transfer over to the main race tomorrow night. But we thank you for joining us a little bit late. Blame myself for those poor settings there, and we'll move onwards to it. Thanks for everyone that's staying tuned. We're going to get into a little bit of pre-race presented by Pit Pass and Miss Katie Dugas. Katie's going to be soft on the mic tonight, but go ahead and say hi, Katie.
Hey, y'all.
All right, Matt's all doing stuff in the background right now, but he's our main man here.
Hey.
Yeah, there's Matt. All right. Well, as soon as Matt gets ready for those cameras, we're going to take a look at some of these Halloween painted trucks. I think most of them are done by Over the Top Paints and Designs, John Hendrick. Um, and I have to turn off the stuff on my voice because I was reverberating. Whatever. Sorry about that. So when Matt signals, we're going to go ahead and look at those trucks. I think the first one we're going to take a look at out on the field will be the 76 machine of Ronald Klein. If you're wondering like why Ronald Klein or Travis Browder, guys that are decent in some points, those guys have actually won a special event race before and got the prize for it, which is I'm lost for words here, but the little trophy for it.
Diecast.
Yeah, there you go.
Diecast.
Custom diecast.
Yeah, the custom diecast. So Browder's our last Halloween winner. Ronald Klein, I think, won Christmas or New Year's, whatever that event was. So those guys have got diecast. If you win a diecast anywhere in the future, I think at Loose Lugnuts Racing special events, you will have to go into the qualifying race. All right. Now, I think Matt's back and ready there. And
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to go ahead
looking
and...
at Ron's truck right now.
All right. I was unaware. So, yeah, nice little paint design, over the top paints. Loose Lugnuts Halloween Bash representing there. Let's see who else on the field. I think Travis Browder is the next coolest one. He's on pit lane right now. That M&M's, that's always a classic there, guys. It's really nicely done, emulating Kyle Busch's paint schemes they just ran in the past with a little bit of twist on it. Still like that Toyota, though. That's a nice looking truck. My personal favorite, and I think John did this one up. Let's see if we can't find the 14 machine. Robert Mattis, he's out on the field right now at the end of practice, but SpongeBob zombie-esque. That right on the hood there, that's really nice. And then if you go all the way to the back, you got him and Patrick with the over-the-top paints and designs slapped on the bumper. Really, really nicely done truck. 73 of Jeremy Crandell. That one's done up. Looks like a Minions there. Look out on the back end of that truck.
Take a look at that 70 truck there next to him. Donahue.
Yep, and really nicely done. What's that on the hood there? The Headless Horseman.
Yep.
I think it says.
That's what it looks like, yes.
Alright, I got up here from the boss man there, Matt, saying check the audio so you can't hear us, just the trucks.
Well, I just did.
Yeah, I heard ourselves too.
I heard it. I hear us fine. Maybe a little bit quiet, but I mean, I can raise us a touch if we need to. And I'll bring our audio up just a little bit here. So I'll bring mine up just a hair, and then yours up just a hair. Alright, so our audio should be brought up just enough to where you can hear us better. Let us know in YouTube land how everyone's doing.
Yep. About to end practice here. I think we'll catch up with the trucks, the rest of the paint schemes here as we get into qualifying. I believe it'll be open qualifying, Matt, so we'll be able to see them a little bit better.
Yeah, open qualifying always fun though. Open qualifying in a super speedway event, something about it. I don't know. Not necessarily always the greatest thing in the world, especially these big super speedway races. I feel like this is kind of where single car runs might come into play a little bit better.
Yeah, it does tend to see who has the maybe quicker way around the track as a single vehicle, but it is looking like single. That's it's all. The driver I was watching was a little bit late on the throttle. That would be the 61 of Brad Ream. Nice little blood splattered truck he has there.
Yeah, Brad Ream's got a nice looking truck there. I think he ran that one last year, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's recycled paint, we don't get to see these paints but once a year. It's really nice. I like the detail on that front end, that
Indeed.
61 machine.
I feel
See
bad
if I
for
can't
whoever
find
he hit, though.
That's a big old deer.
Oh, well, that's supper. That's good.
Should be some good racing. He looks like he's bringing it down. He didn't even complete a lap. Don't know what's going on there.
Brad Ream, yeah, I think he maybe lost the draft there.
Yeah, he didn't even have a lap in.
Or maybe he's just figuring it'd be easier to start from the back. Even though this isn't a big field, you could do a little bit of strategy. Maybe he's just practicing his pit stop. That's always a good thing to do, especially if you're not going to turn a full lap. Go out there, get up to speed, and try to hit pit road at full speed and get your braking points right.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm a big proponent of people maybe not at the super speedways. It's obviously needed at Dega, but I feel like a majority of the time at Dega and Daytona, you're coming down pit road at pace speed anyways.
Yeah, and right now Zach McSwain, currently fastest on the speedway. No custom.
What's he got
really?
there out of the back trunk?
He's got iRacing iFlag on that car.
Well, he does rep that pretty hard.
But it's
hopefully if he makes it
black.
in. Yeah, hopefully he makes it in. He'll get that paint up and done. Some of these guys may be waiting till the very end of things to see if they go into that. I hope they do. There's a little bit of a prize out there that's been posted on Facebook for the fan voted best paint. So the guys need to get them done up.
Yeah, that is for sure. Vote best paint. Vote driver of the day. Octane Race Products, as always, sponsoring that driver of the day award. Again, don't forget, folks. Please let us know how we sound in YouTube land. I did just adjust the audio levels, and they should be sounding a little bit better. But do let us know. Look at the 084 Jack Watts.
Yeah, Jack Watt on my radar, at least, for a guy moving up in points and whatnot during the regular season of racing. This is a non-points event tonight and tomorrow night. Again, the top 10 eligible drivers will transfer over to the main race tomorrow night.
Yeah, and looking at the format for here tonight, it is
Stage racing.
Yep. So I was trying to look at what the exact stages were because I know it is stage racing, and I was trying to find the exact Facebook post that does say the stages. It is 20 laps and 45 for the stages at 70% fuel, and I feel like with the race being as long as it is, should be 100% fuel, but that might just be the way I look at it.
No, it's going to be different. They're just following the same perspective of the fuel load that normally goes into these trucks on regular race nights, Thursday nights, trucks on ASN. There's the checkered flag. Alan Larson, Ronald Klein battling back and forth. Alan Larson getting that top qualifying spot.
Yeah, it should be some good fun here tonight. 85 laps of racing.
Yeah, they should make a green flag run of it or not. There is one fast repair, so they do have eligibility to get back on that speedway. With the small amount of cars, it should be quite easy enough to get back on the lead lap.
That it should be. The stage racing will be pretty interesting to watch here. Now, the stage winners, I'm assuming, aren't transferred automatically.
No. That just allows the reset, so to say, rather than what NASCAR does and hands out points. That the stage itself is more or less a reset for those guys. Come down, get some tires, get that damage manually repaired if you need it, that type of thing.
And checkered flag out in qualifying as we get ready to go racing in our main event here. Again, 85 laps of racing here tonight. So
I'll hit you up that grid real quick, Matt, when they get down there.
It should be pretty interesting. I'll get the grid for you.
All right.
We'll wait for a little bit more drivers to get gridded up so we can show off these awesome looking trucks as we roll through the grid here tonight. But the man out front, the one and only Alan Larson, that 904 machine, followed by Ronald Klein, Thomas Haley, Robert McFarlane, Brad Ream, Zach McSwain, how about Thomas Cristiano, Cody Eldridge, Sean Dorr, Jeremy Crandell, Jack Watts, James Brown, Robert Mattish, Travis Browder, Jeffrey Merck, Mike Donahue, and Andrew Fesden rounds out your 17-car field here tonight. So not a big field, and we're still waiting on 4 drivers to hit the grid.
Yep.
One of those being our pole sitter.
Well, I hope he gets out there. He was just on the track. Maybe he really... There he goes. 6-minute bathroom break. Run to the toilet. Talladega can be a time-consuming portion of the night, and
still waiting on 3 drivers: McFarlane, Merck, and Dorr.
Merck will not be on the field. He will be the race admin here tonight.
Well, there's McFarlane, so now we're just waiting for Sean Dorr to hit the grid. And it looks like Robert McFarlane might be the last of our excuse me, drivers to take the grid. Sean Dorr elects to not race, it appears. Now, of course, him not being locked in means he would not be racing Saturday night as well. A little bit of a interesting bit for you.
Yeah, quickly, if we turn over to the 76 machine on the long pace lap, I'm pretty sure I controlled Art at enough times, but John on YouTube and texting me here was saying that if we look at Ronald Klein outside of the number, I believe, that is the actual design that's going on the diecast.
Yeah, very nice design on that truck. Love the, well, of course, I'm going to like the little ASN logo on it. You see it right there by the Goodyear Eagle logo. But yeah, no, I love the Lugnuts Halloween thing. It's just a beautiful looking truck.
Yeah, it is. Winner of tomorrow night's race will have that design plus their name on the door above the door there, and with their number, as I just received that from John. So good luck to those drivers tomorrow night. Good luck to the drivers here tonight. We'll hope to see they click off a few laps. Hopefully out there in YouTube, if we're stale at the moment and you want to view a driver, just let us know.
Well, Ron's probably hoping that running the winning die cast might bring him some luck to go to victory lane. Truck's all prepped and ready for his trophy. Just got to win with it.
It is a hard one to win. There's 3, maybe 4 guys overall of the last 2 years, and I would say 6 or 7 races that actually have a die cast.
I wish I was out there tonight, because I tell you, I'm real good on these super speedways. I'd give them a run for their money.
Here we go, Matt.
I'm serious.
No, I don't doubt it. Super speedway is fun.
I'm good on these big
this
tracks.
Front straightaway.
I love it at Talladega. Here we are. We're green. We're racing. One of the best tracks in America. Green flag at Talladega. I love this front stretch at Talladega with the start-finish line being towards the corner. It just gives you that great kind of build-up. And it's a great excitement building up to that start-finish line there and to the drop of the green. It's the anticipation is you can feel it.
Now, a little bit weird running, people, diving and dodging for air. Ronald Klein not getting that push on the outside like he wanted to in the beginning.
Yeah, not a good start there.
A lot of these guys aren't running with mates. There's very little team to teammates out there, so you're pushing people you normally wouldn't push, Matt.
Yeah, that's going to be the problem for these guys. They don't really have any teammates to work with at all tonight, as it's such a limited field. I'd be surprised if there's more than one of a team on track.
I think Old School Motorsports would have had 2. I'm not sure if DeWar got signed in or not.
Looks like he's coming up.
Yeah, he's on track. He's all the way back there in 15th. 16 seconds behind the lead pack. So Sean Dorr is on track. So Old School Motorsports, as you said, the only team, I think, with multiple drivers.
Savage might have a couple themselves. It's actually a 15-truck field here, so we'll have to see as Robert McFarland could surprise everyone tonight.
Oh, 3 wide. It's a little bit early for that. That's the 091. That's the 091. Way too early for 3 wide racing here.
I think McFarland stepped out way too far to open that door there.
He did, but man, I don't think McSwain should have gone up the middle. I don't think he should have taken the bait.
Yeah, well, who's that stuck high at the moment? 3 wide on the outside.
Cody Eldridge.
Looks like, yeah, Cody Eldridge in that 007.
Well, remember, we're racing to lap 20. That's stage 1 here, and we got one all the way on the bottom.
He ducks.
That's the Tractor Supply 966 machine.
Oh, looks like he's going to call it early.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That's his night over.
Yeah, 1 in 70 art makes, that's for sure. Out there on YouTube, thank you.
Sean Doerr's got to hold on to stay on the lead lap for the next, what is it, 14 laps, 15 laps?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in that pre-race and qualifying, just with a limited field, it's so easy to make up a lap. Maybe not so if they keep her green. I would just sit in place, but obviously sometimes you get that sucked up in that run, and you got to make a move because there's so much speed in that truck.
Yeah, that is for sure, and you can see Jeremy Crandell now going for the race lead.
He took too long to make that dive, or just didn't have the run he thought he had.
Well, he's got the lead. What he doesn't have is the ability to hold on to the lead, though, unfortunately.
McSwain's going to take this lap.
So he had the lead for a moment.
Yeah,
Zach
McSwain took a second place in the Xfinity Series this past week. And real close race with Brandy Arms. And I think he's looking to do something else here and hopefully get that truck painted. Zach, I know you're going to rewatch this.
And Zach McSwain there now on the bottoms. Looks like Jeremy Crandell going to try one more time at the lead with James Brown again. Much like he did the last lap, doesn't have time to hop to the bottom. And that's going to be his problem at the moment. So no time to go to the bottom. Jeremy Crandell, rather, stuck on that high line still. And it's just going to be the question, can he get a run through this tri-oval? Zach McSwain holds on to the lead.
You
Sorry
cut out
about
there for
that.
a moment, Matt.
Yeah, well, they cut out. You're on. Same difference. Sorry about that there. Just a long day. You know how that is. But
Yep.
now, Crandell, now he tried for it there, and he wasn't able to go with it.
He has to make pushes out of the corner, and that's not really up to him. That's up to the guy pushing him. The inside's got the shortest way around this track and probably the strongest line. However, you can gather an extreme amount of speed on that high side if you push at the right moments. And it looks like James Brown, the 00, just breathing that truck on the front straightaway and back straightaway, which is really hurting Crandell.
Yeah, and you saw Crandell thought about it there, as I said, going down the backstretch last time, and he actually got a big wiggle out of the truck, trying to hop back in line in front of the 00. So let's see, can he do it this time? And my bet's going to be no. I don't think he had enough of a run.
Yeah, they're all staying in line much right now. With this style of racing, it's probably just going to get us at the end of the race. He wanted to move down. Down's the smart move when you have...
He had it. He could have had it.
Played it safe, I get it. But that's going to stack the high line getting out of the corners when he loses that push.
Yeah, Jim?
The double... Go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, he had more than a truck length there to get in, and now he's going to be stuck in the middle. And you can see the problem that he's going to have now is just he's going to lose a lot of ground. Robert Mattis going to try and get on that high line now. Or not Mattis, I'm sorry, the 61 of Brad Ream. That's not Mattis, my bad.
Technically, that's an old teammate of the 76 of Ronald Klein 00. They're good buddies. So they pushed with one another before, but Brad Ream jumping up there, that was unexpected.
Unexpected, but it happened, and Brad Ream almost had something good there. But we got 3 lanes of trucks now, and I really don't like watching that because I got a feeling that that's just not going to end well, you know?
Yeah, it's going to go back down to 2. Boy, Thomas Cristiano stuck in the middle now. He can't get down.
Almost contact. I think there was door contact with Crandell.
Yeah, Crandell, and I believe, wow, who is that on the outside?
I think there was contact there with Jeremy Crandell in that number 73 machine. Thomas Cristiano, though, still your race leader in that 060. 3 wide, Crandell in the middle.
But someone up below the yellow there real quick. I think that was Brad Ream. Relaxing on the steering wheel.
But Cristiano, your man out front, man on a mission here. 10 laps to go in stage 1.
Jack Watts loose on the front straightaway almost.
So with only 10 laps to go in this stage, and knowing that you really don't get anything for winning the stage, what would your bet be here, Jeff? What would you do?
I mean, they're bouncing right now, and I don't like that. Like they're breathing the trucks at the wrong moments. I haven't seen the competitive switch up front, which allows, single file racing to get there. So right now they're still doubled up. And it's a little bit scary because they're all bouncing the truck, trying to do different things. And we knew this was going to be this way, even with the small field, as Fesden blinks there a little bit. It's going to be this way just due to limited teammates and not everyone. Wow.
Yeah, did you see that there?
Oh,
was that, the 904? They're 3 wide. They're 3 wide through multiple lanes here, and it is really risky. I don't like it.
00 up a ton of speed heading towards the high side.
Brad Ream almost got caught in the sandwich. Brad Ream almost sandwiched in there, and that would have not ended well for Brad Ream here tonight. That would have ended with Brad Ream somewhere in the middle of James Brown's truck.
I'm watching that 84, and I think that's Jack Watts, maybe. I could be wrong about this. No, it's not Jack Watts. Who is that there? Might be Alan Larson in the 904.
I think it is Alan Larson. And Sean Dorr about ready to go lap down.
It won't hurt him too bad with the competition caution. I think he's safe. Even if he gets passed right here, we're at a marker of, 12 laps to get past. He'll get the lap back.
And right now, Sean Dorr there getting put a lap down. Didn't take the field long to catch him. I don't like how squirrely these trucks, again, I'm just watching this here. Everyone, like he said, they're just going wiggle woggle all around. I don't like it. It's very, very risky.
Again, I can't stress it enough. The lack of, they're probably communicating. Back in the day, we used to call out checks due to the type of package. Oh, Swain blinking there on my end, or it could be me. But when I see trucks go below that yellow line in the corners, I know they're going to lose front end speed and maybe even hook the
3
corner.
Wide for the lead. And this is probably one of the most sketchy moments in racing right now. In this race, they're about a little bit more than 5 laps to go in this stage, and they're running 3 wide. And it's not like just one truck up on that very top lane. They got a 2-truck tandem, something kind of semi-consistent going. And look at that 904. I think that's the 904 of Alan Larson. It's just really sketchy right there. I would not trust being in the middle. Not saying these guys aren't good drivers. They're some of the best I've ever seen. But, just being stuck in that situation, you know what I mean?
I've seen DeEldred. He's about as steady-handed up front as he could be. I've been pushed by a couple of these guys out here. I've worked mostly with the 14 of Robert Maddox, probably on the super speedways, out of this whole entire group. I would trust him behind me. He just doesn't seem to go on that high outside, and I don't think the groove's there. You need more than just 3 trucks. You probably need a 4 or 5 car tandem.
And right now, doubled up once again. Look at Alan Larson. I don't know what's going on with that 904, but he is getting so squirrely going into the corners. Every time I see that, it makes me very nervous that he's going to collect someone.
Middle of the corner, I see him ducking and just barely putting a tire below. And right here, this is where you don't want to push. Going through the tri-oval up to the line, this is where you don't want to push in the tri-oval. Just that slight turn at the top speed on the straightaway, you get someone incredibly loose and you bumper hook them or iRacing hook them. It just can make for a mess.
Yeah, that's for sure. And look at Larson now running the bottom lane, and that top line getting a little bit wiggly. We're going to go on board with the 76 of Ronald Klein here for a moment. And we're going to get to see the way Ron's racing it. And now Ron's up on the top lane, so he's in a bit of a good situation right now. But I would not want to be around Alan Larson, just the way that truck's getting squirrely, the way everyone else is getting squirrely. And they're 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, this is deadly. There's one truck in the middle with no help, so he's going to get past through these corners like there's nothing else. But he's holding down the fast line. Mattis goes to the bottom of that. Oh, contact.
Well, there it is, and there it is again. It's big.
Hope these drivers get back to the start-finish line. I'll keep an eye on those drivers because they do have a fast repair. Oh, don't tow it. 14 tows it.
And that
I
might
have to
be
go back and look at that replay.
Gene Rogers posting in the chat, patience is key. Well, he posted that right as this wreck was occurring. So we're going to get one instant replay. We're going to get a quick instant replay of this. You see, going into the corner here, they were running 3 wide, and the contact was between, I want to say, Brad Ream, James Brown, Jeremy Crandell. The 14 got a piece of it. Ronald Klein got a piece of it. Pretty much anyone in that middle of the field got a piece of it. That's a lot of trucks to get involved.
Yeah, it looks like McSwain tried to fit in. Brad Ream decided to switch lanes, and there was nowhere to go for the 00 who made contact with Jeremy Crandell, and then everyone scrambled. I think 14 and Robert Mattis took an engine shot.
I would imagine this is going to count for the stage.
I would assume so. I will, reach down and poke the admin right now and figure that out.
So any driver you want to talk to in particular here?
Let's see. Let's see if Mr. Zach McSwain is on the line. And we'll gather him up here. Mr. McSwain, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, up here at the ASN booth, we got you going to the pits, but it's a short field, so I don't feel too bad getting you before. 4 tires, fuel. How'd you make it through that little dust up?
Made a little move there, 3 wide through the middle, get up there to the lead, and then got past there. But just trying to ride.
Well, I know you're good on the dirt there, sir. What's your experience on super speedways asphalt wise?
I ran a couple, like 5 official races, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, you proved yourself at Richmond that you could hang in there to the end, avoid the stuff. You barely avoid that one. I mean, you were monkey in the middle. Are you finding no help when someone goes to the outside, or is your lane should just disappearing when groups of drivers get around you?
Yeah, they kept getting a run there on the outside, but I don't know who was pushing me, but he was doing a good job. We was able to keep it rolling there. They did get a run on me on the outside, and 60 was able to get ahead of me, but hopefully we can just stay clean and stay out of trouble here.
All right, well, done with your stop there. If you make it into tomorrow's race, are you gonna paint that truck up in Halloween?
Maybe I'll try to throw something on there.
Well, I'm sure Katie's listening right now, and so is John. So contact one of those 2 painters or whoever your painter is, because tomorrow night, if you make it into that race, the best looking paint fan voted will get some monetary benefit there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Mr. McSwain, good luck with the rest of the race as we come up towards the stage and into stage 2, I think.
Stage
Thank you.
1. So we'll take you to a quick caution cam. We'll be back for the green flag.
All right, back after that long caution, pace car is going to dive down. We're going to see Thomas Cristiano fire off. There's no need to fire off early. He can if he wants to, according to league rules. But he'll get caught up pretty quick. He's increasing pace. Not that, again, that's going to help. Or they're going to come to another caution. I'm not quite sure. I didn't get a response back from the admin. There they go. Green flag is out and waving as they get to that line. Unfortunately, Sean Doerr did not get his lap back. I think he had some incident points during that little scuffle. Robert Mattis was able to quickly get back out on track, and with a faster pair used, though, 1 lap down. So those two will be fighting for 1 lap as we view our front end and see where these guys will take us for the next 25 laps. They're spanning out right now. Donahue, Mattis up high. Cristiano holding down that bottom. Looks like the 00 there on the back end of Cristiano. Sean Doerr, teammate 1 lap down to Cristiano, heavy on that outside. If he goes up to the front and blocks it to the front, that's going to really help Cristiano there. Wow, they got a huge run. Cody Eldred almost could fit in there. There goes Cristiano. Back to technical second. Oh, 007 barely squeezes in. Outside line not appearing this time around. I'm sure Jeff Merck and Ronald Klein probably did a little bit of a calm down, come to Jesus talk there. Not that it was needed. It was just a quick incident. It was actually really good racing for about 17 laps for a league that doesn't, say we're a super speedway league. "14 trucks rocket around. Doerr will get to the line first. It might be Eldred. Oh, Larson there on the bottom. Yeah, Cody Eldred takes the lead there, but Robert McFarland is moving on that high side. 2-car tandem with Jeremy Crandell, it looks like. Still viewing the front here. We'll go down the running order as they head through the stretch. Eldred, McFarland, Crandell, Cristiano, Brown, Larson, Ream, Klein, Donahue, Fesden, McSwain, Browder, and Sean Doerr, with Robert Mattis technically 1 lap down. Again, out there on YouTube, if you want a driver spotlight, please let us know. We'll look at their truck another time. I think we've covered every Halloween paint we have out there. We will be going through the field again and looking at them at a much slower pace when there is an action, if the drivers allow said thing. "85 lap, the mark here tonight with 1 more stage to go. 45 lap stage here, or not 45 laps, 25 plus from the end of stage 1, which would have been at lap number 20. No outside line help. Donahue not really pressing the situation with Robert Mattis. McFarland gonna get lead at the line right there, it looks like. No, barely. Yep, there it goes as the timer clicks over for me. Just barely. Tight racing up here. With the stages, this adds a little bit extra pressure to the guys out front. If we go after this stage, green to checkered, I think we'll have to see a pit stop, which will widen out the field a little bit, unfortunately. Say that unfortunately, but hopefully no one's crashing in between. I'm sure Robert Mattis wouldn't mind a single car spin at the moment. Ain't nothing going. Pitting. Let's look at the 00. I'm not sure why they're pitting. Maybe this is the fuel load only allows them to go so far. This is a quick pit, and I'm pretty sure every one of these guys are in the same team speak at the moment. 00 in, that's James Brown. 61 in, that's Brad Green. Ronald Klein 76, and Alan Larson in the 904. That's going to mess with a little bit of heads up front. Early pitting, I wouldn't do it at Dega. There's really no need for it.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree with you on that one. I'd run it till you're nearly out of fuel, especially factoring in the fact that you might have a caution here. I know the idea of split the stage, but with the possibility of a caution, it isn't really worth it, I'd say. Not by a long shot.
We saw that a single car could run around this field alone for about 12 laps before getting, passed. If those guys aren't strong, they could go a lap down under green, and who knows what happens during green flag racing. We saw that towards the end of the first stage, and I don't like the call, but 3-car tandem team out there, Alan Larson not getting out of the pit, that was our pole sitter. He is quite a bit behind his group there.
Yeah, he'll probably wind up going a lap down here if we don't have a yellow. That would not be good for him. It wouldn't be good for Sean Dorr. Sean Dorr, of course, looking to get the lucky dog. He's currently on the lead lap now, but he'll lose that if we stay green.
Oh, well, not if he maintains that, spot that he's in. If they were to get to the end of the stage at the moment, Cody Eldred is the leader. Technically, Sean Dorr is in front of him, and that will leave Robert Mattis with the lucky dog. So speaking, that is, Alan Larson's actually probably within 15 to 10 seconds of getting lapped after losing his team there on the pit cycle. That's the tricky there, Matt. I would rather gone down with the whole stupid group, as death-defying as that could be sometimes, with 10 plus drivers pitting and switching lanes, trying to get into pit road at the proper speed. I'd have rather gone down with the biggest group possible rather than 4 cars. But call is made. Sean Dorr on the lead lap. Cody Eldred leading single file racing going forward. Let's see if we can't find the first Halloween paint in line again and give them a look. I believe that's the 73 of Jeremy Crandell there. Mentioned before, looks like a Minions paint scheme, Halloween themed. Ooh, driver right in front of Jeremy Crandell. That's Thomas Cristiano. Got below that yellow line going into the corner. Got himself extremely loose as they passed the 904 of Alan Larson. As aforementioned, that he lost his teammates going into that pit cycle. "15 laps left at the line, 15 laps around to the next end of the stage. Wondering when the front will pit. I imagine it will be, and they can pit with 2 laps remaining. They'd still all be safe."
Yeah, that's for sure right there. And I
hope they do that too.
One thing that's interesting, you see Sean Dorr holding on in front of Cody Eldred. So he is still technically on the lead lap if we were to get a caution right now.
Yep. Robert Mattis now has to worry about Alan Larson, unfortunately. The 14 machine using a faster pair. He has to be in front of the 904. Lap 31 being completed at the line. Cody Eldred maintains a lead, and he is extremely used to these super speedways, that 007. Don't think he has a full-time schedule here at Loose Lugnuts, but running really well. As mentioned at the top of this broadcast, top 10 eligible drivers will transfer over to the main race tomorrow night. So we're looking to have the 30-plus truck field at Talladega for 125 laps. Going to be quite a spectacle. With all those trucks starting the field, we've managed incredible fields throughout the early season so far here at Loose Lugnuts Racing. I imagine we'll do the same tomorrow evening.
And still keeping an eye on our leaders right now. Cody Eldred, Cristiano, Jeremy Crandell and his group run a little bit further back. Look at the run the 14 gets with Travis Browder there. They are going like everyone else is standing still. How about that? Though I think the others might be planning on pitting soon.
Browder, Mattis there, they've worked together before. They're not shy about going away, and Crandell is really slowing up the line. I'm not sure if he has damage or not. Matt, can we look at that real quick? I'm not seeing any, but he does have, is that rear wing damage on him?
Yes, it is.
Wow. I don't know if because the front three just like stepped away and just passed him. Here goes the rest of the field. He must have got a shove in the back end with a unfriendly bumper, because there he goes again. Someone's beating on his right side. That's Zach McSwain. I know he's not used to running Dega, but boy, that right-hand side of that wing, the rear spoiler, is just damaged. It would take a good 5-second pit repair.
Yeah, Crandell's got some situation going on there. So not good for Jeremy Crandell. Not a good situation for him to be in.
I know iRacing simulates partial damage repair as the crew members cross over the truck and back. I'm wondering if that would be enough to fix that wing technically. Not really in real life. You'd have to rip that sucker or beat it with a hammer.
Yeah, I don't even think on iRacing that's going to be enough.
Well, hopefully these other drivers recognize it, because I'd want to get around the 73 after seeing the front three just, step away. Luckily enough, that 14 is now the first car one lap down.
That car needs a little bit of work done on it. The 73, that is, of course.
It's a mixed bag of a field right now. The front two, first and second place, are at the front with Sean Dorr leading it. Boy, if he would have started the race, imagine what he'd be feeling up front right now. It'd just be elation.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why he stepped away. I'm sure it's pre-race stuff, like using the restroom, getting settled in the seat, that type of thing. But third place of Browder is 3 seconds back almost from our leader.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Well, how about we go look at another Halloween paint while we got a second here. I think Mike Donahue with the 70 machine. We've already looked at it, but we'll look at it again. Headless Horseman down there in that 70 orange and black.
So Mike Donahue looking good. He's with Fesden there. I'd say we'd ride on board with Donahue, but we'll hold off on that for the time being.
Yeah, I think Mr. Feston has to get that paint repaired real quick.
Either way, it's been a great night of racing so far here tonight.
Yeah, typical of a short field at Talladega. I'm surprised by the early caution, but that's when they were all together and racing abnormally. Now is typical racing. I don't think I expected them to separate into 3-car tandems like they were the COT, but it's probably do the 73. 14 of Robert Manis jumps down, leaving Alan Larson the first car 1 lap down. Does the 14 get any help? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, he'll go in by himself.
I know he's got a pit crew member there on his hood. There, I believe Kyle Chadwick's down there, crew chiefing for him, telling him what's going on around him. Oh, 14 blows the pits. It's not a big deal at this point. It all matters where the 904 ends up versus the 14 for that. I think the 14 decides for a gas and go to save face there.
Yeah, so he'll be out in a way, but he'll lose a lot of that ground right there, unfortunately.
No, well, we're within 7 laps here. I think our leader's actually going to cross the start-finish line. There he goes, Cody Eldred, slash Sean Dewar. Here's where I would pit if I was the leaders. Right now, it's safe. You got a good gap. I think the rest of the field is starting to pit here. Wow, 10 seconds behind with losing Robert Manis as a pusher on the field. That helps Robert Manis. Probably an unforeseen call there. Browder is on pit road alone. Thank God for a competition caution stage ending here for these guys that have to pit alone with no teammates.
And right now, just a handful of laps to go till we get that
leaders.
Competition caution.
I called it on the leaders here. They are pitting like they're listening to me. They're nicely spread through the pits except for the 65. Well, I thought they were. Nope, they're 1, 2, 3. Eldred misses the box. He's got to be yelling at those guys right now to wait up for him. There's McFarland and McSwain. Eldred with gas and go, or at least 2 tires. Our leader takes 2. Not a bad call to get the lead back. Crandell picks up the lead with only so many laps remaining. I imagine fuel is going to be a cause here.
Yeah, fuel definitely going to be an issue for these drivers here tonight as we get ready for the final stage of racing.
Well, I'm looking down team here. I think Crandell's the only one that did not go. He's all alone out there. Typical short track racer here at Loose Lugnuts Racing, at least on the asphalt side. I thought he was going to pits. He's obviously slow. Our future leader will probably be the 00, the 76, and the 61, the guys that pitted early. Not that it matters in a stage portion.
And right now, with just 44 laps to go, it'll be interesting to see what happens when we go back to green flag racing in just a moment.
Crandell gets passed up. There goes the lead. 00's going to officially take it away. Really wondering about key bindings of that 33 machine there, Katie.
James Brown, your current leader.
It's a constant joke. All the guys have their taglines, and his, for some reason, is "I like turtles."
Okay. James Brown with the official lead at the line, being pushed by a teammate, 76er Ronald Klein. Brad Ream there. I believe he's been running trucks in Xfinity. I could have that wrong. I know he's running trucks. Not much left to go before they double back up and at least try to make it exciting. I'm up for calling a competition caution at lap 65, Matt, just to keep these guys doubled up.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Throw an extra stage in there, John, if you're listening, please. So we get them doubled up for the broadcast here and get some exciting racing going.
And right now, we'll be waiting here just for the next caution.
Crandell off of pit road. Sean Dorr still technically a lap down, but pitted with the leaders. Robert Mattis, second car, 1 lap down.
James Brown, your current race leader.
Yep, Alan Larson technically got his lap back. I don't know how he's doing on fuel, but he got it back the hard way. Well, white flag coming up here on this stage, Matt. It's been a decent, typical green flag Talladega race, be it 43 or 15 trucks.
And there's your stage.
On lap. Yeah, that's 44 complete, not at lap 45 complete. So a little bit short. Stage winner will be James Brown there. We'll gather an interview after they hit pit road. They still have to go back around the speedway, pick up the pace car, but maybe it's good they called the caution there.
So James Brown, your leader at the stage, will have just under 40 to go when we go racing. So that should be pretty exciting to see here.
Yep, I'm interested to see him doubled up because it's been a while, so they're going to be a little bit testy. Again, I reiterate my call for another caution, maybe with 10 laps to go. Make it exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting to see here. Any driver you want to talk to under this yellow?
I think I'm going to bring up 00 after they're picking up the pace car right now in the back straightaway and going to be coming down for tires and fuel. Again, I'm not really worried about messing up their pit stops, but it could be potentially a placing if I'm not heated on that extra caution. So I'll let them get through the pit stop this time around.
So with just 40 to go, who's your pick to win it here? Remember, top 5 advance, of course.
I want to see. I will give you my pick to win before we get an interview, but I'm going to wait till after the pit stop, saying that this is the rest of the race going forward without, me getting some special treatment here for this caution with 10 laps to go. I would say the guy pushing the leader coming to the green flag on the inside is the winner.
Yeah, that's definitely a good pick to have there for sure.
He's the first guy that can make it high, and he's the first guy that can get under the leader if the leader breathes to the highest side.
Well, Katie, who would your pick be?
I'm actually going to go Zach McSwain. Kind of different of a pick, but, he gave us a really good run this weekend, and I think he's sitting back there conserving. But, we talk about a lot of him in dirt, so I see very big potential on asphalt.
Could it be that Top is the crew chief on top of that 091 right now?
It could be.
Yeah, that would be a big bonus there, too. Well, who's your interview pick here, Jeff, with just 39 to go?
Well, I'll give it to the stage winner there. Uh, James Brown, however you want to say it. Let's find him up here. 00 of James Brown there up here in the ASN broadcasting booth. You got a copy on us.
Go ahead, guys.
All right, well, got a little bit of help from a teammate back there, Ronald Klein, at least a long-term teammate. How do you feel about the race?
It's interesting. The trucks are really acting a little stranger than normal. They're a lot looser with this build. They're quite a handful.
Well, we are running 70% fuel. With a long race like this, I figured you'd probably be used to 100% fuel load. So they're automatically loose going into that corner, which I see a lot of people diving and breathing. It's been a while since the field's been back to double file. Is this going to be interesting, or are we going to see the tandems take away again?
It's going to be interesting. I'll put it at that.
Well, 00 machine is set up. I said going into this interview before you even heard us that the man on the inside pushing the leader would win this race. You're going to be that man. So what do you got to say about that? Pressure's on you.
Hey, pushing a teammate Ron to a win is just as good as a win for me.
Well, watch, you got Cristiano in front of you. So I think the move's there for you. I won't spell out the moves for you because you're going to make your own decisions.
Copy.
If you have the move to the high side and then the good push to get back to the lead, do you take it?
Honestly, it depends how it plays out. If I'm pushing Ron and he makes a mistake, I'll take it. If I'm pushing him and he doesn't make a mistake, or pushing whoever, I'm going to just push him to the win.
All right. Conservative talk until it's the fight to the line there, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hey, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. All right, 00 James Brown there. We'll let him go back down to his team here and get racing. I think we'll take it to a quick caution cam, Matt.
Yeah, we'll be right back here for the green flag. All right, getting ready to go racing here in just a moment. 37 laps to go here at Talladega.
Well, that's within a fuel load here, Matt, as we are going to go back green.
Green.
Thomas Cristiano, Andrew Fesden, the only ones doubled up, and I'll let you know why in just a second as we get that green flag and we're back racing. The rest of the field is single file because they chose on the last lap to go back down and fill up the tank. That is going to really help them and really confound the top two, as Fesden has no help on that outside.
Yeah, that is for sure. And right now, 35 laps to go at the stripe here, and Ronald Klein going to the lead for what I think is going to be the first time tonight for him.
Oh, Brad Ream with a scary move, just like his paint there. Could have painted red the entire field. There goes Ronald Klein and the 00 of James Brown, who we just had an interview with. He's A-OK with pushing a teammate to the win. Not an official teammate. I don't think the 00 is a part of Over the Top Motorsports. He's part of Cora, but a past teammate of Ronald Klein and willing to work with the 76 machine.
Yeah, and right now here it is 35 to go, so not a lot of racing left here tonight. Ronald Klein's got the lead, and this is the first time he's been up front. You think this is his strategy he's going to be going with here?
Up front is probably the best possible, unless you don't have a guy pushing behind you don't like. Then it could be death-defying with the hook, but he's very comfortable with the 00. Right now, he's really good. I hope the 00 will put a move on him. I know he was very conservative with his talking as the 18 and 65 back there trying to mix it up. I don't know why Sean Doer's scrubbing off speed all alone.
Oh, he got a bad wiggle out of that, out of Sean Doer's truck there.
Maybe he anticipated it. Fesden blinking up front. I know he's on that mobile hot spot doing the best he can. A little bit scary sometimes. There goes 3 wide action.
Ronald Klein there still leading. Look at the 14, though, on the top lane. That was a little bit risky. He thought better of it.
Yeah, Sean Doer's not the best pusher for the 14 at the moment. He's a little bit squirrely, like you said, at that high side, on the third lane at least. Robert's got to wait for a good pusher. The guy behind him, the 18 machine, is probably his best chance to get his lap back like Sean Doer did.
32 laps to go this time around, and it is all still Ronald Klein. Andrew Fesden looking for the lead now, though.
Yep. This would be a big win for the 110 machine. I know he may not like that number. That's the number we know him by now. But that is... He needs a momentum boost with, like I said, his internet connection and sometimes not finishing the best possible with his vehicle. He would get a tremendous boost. And Ronald Klein, for that matter. We've noted he's not in the bubble wrap tonight, but he has had some really bad races of late.
Well, hopefully we didn't just jinx it by saying how good Ronald's been doing here tonight, but... He really has been having a fantastic evening here.
Yeah, usually the guy you bring up interview.
Big wiggle out of Sean Doer. And he's going to fall all the way back.
Sean Doer is really not pushing well in that third lane. And whoever sees Sean Doer up there, I would hate to say I would not want to be pushed by him at the moment. Fez is going to drop way the heck back behind the 18 and Travis Browder. And that's going to allow the 18 to get up to the 14, which is the best, connection outside the 00 and the 76 at the moment.
Yeah, I think Sean Doer's just being a little too aggressive right now, and it's just not paying off for him.
Oh, Martin just bobbles to the outside. I mean, he's the only car one lap down. 14 cars on the field, 15 started. Thomas Haley just drove off into the sunset after a few laps. So Fortin Trucks with only one lap down. I think Robert Mattis is playing the long odds that they're doubled up, and he can avoid the caution that may be coming.
All right, now 30 laps to go here.
Yep, 30 at that line, Matt. It still is intense right now. Good pushing up front on the inside. Browder, gosh, that is scary. Two guys that have already won this thing are now 1-2 technically if you look inside outside.
Yeah, and it's pretty exciting to watch how these guys are running, just trying to see what their strategies are. I'd really like to see Fezden in victory lane. I think he's got a truck that can do it. He's just got to get by Browder. Of course, I'd love to see Browder win, too. That would be really nice as well.
Who's going to push the 110, though? I think he's going to need some extra help. I think McSwain or, an odd misfit out, and I say that with a little bit of a pun there, they got to make a sacrifice there for Fezden or McSwain. I know McSwain was the outside pick for Katie. He's not doing so hot at the early portion of this double file stuff, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for something to kind of happen. 29 laps to go. I don't see something not happening,
Well, I hate to say it, but it would... If we get closer to 20 laps and a single car spin with no incidents or outside of the driver spinning out, I'm happy with it, because then we're back to double file racing, which is exciting.
Well, there's still double file right now, I gotta say. I don't think they're taking a break from it either.
I think Crandell fixed his truck there, and that's the reason why we're still double file, because if that back rear spoiler of that 73 machine was still the same, we'd see tandems trying to get around the 73, and it would create a half-second to second gap.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I'd like to see what would happen if, you mentioned double them up again, and really just with 10 laps to go, how they would react to a restart.
007 off the field, so we're down to 13 vehicles on the speedway. I'm trying to see if there was something wrong with the 007. I'm not really sure. We'll keep an eye on our leaders. He may have just blinked out and gone straight to pit road. Yeah, on my screen, he lost internet connection. I could have figured that out quickly enough, but 007, Cody Eldred, out of the race due to internet.
That's really unfortunate for him right there. Top 5, to answer the question in the YouTube chat, top 5 drivers make it into
top
the race
10.
Tomorrow. Oh, top 10 now.
Yeah, top 10 eligible drivers coming into tonight. Top 5 was to, a little bit of a mind Jedi trick to get the guys, amped up for the race. But top 10 eligible drivers going forward. Eligibility is determined by the rules set forth on Loose Lugnuts Racing. So, got a question about those eligibility rules? Hit up Ronald Klein or John Hendrick.
Yeah, right now 26 to go. Your top 10 ends with Jeremy Crandell, so he'd be in, and Donahue would be out at this present moment, though I expect that might be all changing in just a few seconds.
I hope everyone's listening to my wording of eligibility, too. We'll cover the top 10 drivers as if they're going in, but I'm not sure, Matt, if they are all eligible based on the rule or if that is extended due to circumstance.
Yeah, and right now, with 25 to go, I wouldn't want to have to take that chance. If I were one of these drivers, I'd try and finish very squarely in the top 5, or top 10, rather.
If you're asked for a specific driver, if they're eligible, I can answer with a yes or I don't know. Because I technically do.
24 laps to go now, and it is all Ronald Klein. Actually, I should say 25 to go. I'm sorry. But all Ronald Klein out in front. The question is, do you see Ronald Klein in victory lane here tonight?
As it stands, yes, but with a pit stop to go, who knows? Ronald Klein and his group that he's running with are not going to pit early. I'm going to tell you that much. Door into the wall, 65 Dragon 3 and 4. Yep, I think 65 of Sean Dorr might call that an evening. Unfortunately, he's going to lose the pace, and like most people, probably don't see a caution in the future.
23 at the stripe this time by Ronald Klein. Has managed to hold on to the lead for 12 laps here now. Can he hold on for the final 23? That's the million-dollar question. What's your bet?
Browder needs more help on the outside. Does the 00 stick with him on the final lap? If this is, the technical lineup going in, who knows? I wouldn't stick with the teammate coming out of probably onto the triable. I would jump out and hope someone jumped with me at that aspect. And there goes Thomas Cristiano, no teammate now. I think the door is going to head up to the crew chief box. Here's a outside driver that could race his way in. Well, Matt, I think it's 10:45 Eastern. What say you?
Yeah, about 10:45 on the eastern seaboard of the United States. As it appears that Tom Cristiano is getting the race lead, with Travis Browder helping him, or at least trying to get the race lead.
Up front already. Browder with the late push into the triangle, that was almost bumper contact. But that is an experienced driver right there with the 18 on super speedways. He knows where to push. Thomas Cristiano was an inch away from gaining the lead. They need to load up and time it better. Now, technically, Browder wants to push him to the lead early, get him out of the way so he can supersede him later on.
Yeah, without a doubt. And with 21 laps to go, he's going to want to put him in the lead soon. As I would imagine, we're coming up on our final round of pit stops pretty soon.
I would say within the next 10 to 15 laps, that is correct. I think when we were in a 25 lap, I think they could have made it 23 laps, technically, on fuel. I saw a lot of gas and goes during that situation. So, obviously, right here is where 2x2, and no one's given an inch. A lot of people just doing the best they can right now with what they got. I don't see, a duck down to pit road early. I don't advise it. However, it did work out for the 76 and the 3 to 4 car tandem he had earlier. I don't think it's the best advisable position as they're still doubled up. I think he will go a lap down almost.
Yeah, it looks like Cristiano's still on that top line trying to make something happen with what Travis Browder behind him. And he's got Fesden, I think, in tow as well. So he's getting a few more cars along for the ride.
Yeah, Fesden, McWayne, those are technical teammates there that could line up together. McSwain, part-time with the Misfits there. But Fez just pops in and out. That's usual for the 110. Scary, but usual, unfortunately. He's not gone for long. Fez needs to really get to the back bumper of the 18 right now. He's staying the draft, and I think that's good due to his internet connection. However, I don't think that's good for the 18 or Thomas Cristiano in the 060.
Yeah, and Thomas Cristiano in that 060 still trying for that race lead. 19 laps to go now.
Well, what do you say, Matt? We do... I say that as Alan Larson gets loose on
All
the
the way
bottom.
on the bottom. He's going to have to be very careful how he rejoins this racing surface.
He's gonna spin out here.
No, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it saved. He's just got to be slow about it.
I would have came up. I know he probably didn't see it out of the rearview mirror, but they gave him incredible room right there. Good on the field. He could have came up safely enough. At one point, he hooked left, and I thought he lost it. I would get on the horn right now, even on race chat, and say, hey, number one, come back and get me. I need a little bit of help. I'll push you to the end. I don't know. That's at least what I would do. Oh, I think he's going to bend it down pit road and take the long shot. Here comes everyone else, I think. A whole field.
Yeah, big pit stop here. This will be the final one of the night.
Cristiano is left alone.
And that is pretty much the nail in the coffin for his night.
Yeah, if this stays green, it's just terrible for that 016. And he's had
his box.
14. Well, he's a lap down, but Cristiano will go a lap down technically too. I mean, this is a fun race, but it's a race and in type of race. I don't know, that 14 may get a special waiver round if we come to another caution. There goes the 14 late. He has to really go through those gears to get caught back up to the rest of the field because he needed the tires and fuel to get to the end.
Yeah, unfortunate for the 14 there. He slid the box and had to do an extra long service, so that kind of hurt his chance at winning here tonight. Of course, still a lap down. That's also a problem for him. Cristiano finally pitting.
Yeah, Cristiano down. Lap down really doesn't matter, in my opinion, Matt. With a short field or, well, Cristiano just hits the exit button. So Old School Motorsports down for the count here tonight. Unfortunately, Cristiano and Dorr leading. Well, I wouldn't say Dorr led laps, but he was definitely out front and had a fast car.
So Ronald Klein going to cycle around to be your new race leader. That'll be pretty interesting to see. You think Ron's got this thing won?
Yes. I hate to say it that way. 4-car tandem. The only guy that's going to step out on him right here is T. Rowdy. And if T. Rowdy wins this on the qualifying night, I mean, I guess it's the qualifying night and T. Rowdy doesn't need to step out. But if he wants to make it interesting, I'm all for it. I hope he's listening on a separate device that's not connected and making his internet drag. But hope Travis Browder on that 18 M&M's machine is listening. Step out, make it interesting if you want, but if not, conserve your position. Well, Matt, before Alan Larson, 16 down to go. Before Alan Larson stepped out there and we had that whole conversation disappear, you want to look at the Halloween paints one more time before we end the night?
Yeah, why not? And let's look at the ones out in front. I'll let you run through them, but we got quite a few out in the front of the field.
Yep, well, being pushed right now, the 76 machine of Ronald Klein. Again, I reiterate, based on what I got from the lead owner, John Hendrick, this will be the paint scheme received for the diecast winner of tomorrow night. A little bit of preview right now from Ronald Klein with his Halloween scheme. So you'll have your number on it, you'll have your name above the door, but this is the scheme you will get. Quite nice looking. I can't wait to see the picture of the driver holding it.
All right, and next up behind him of Ronald Klein, you have the 18 Travis Browder, beautiful M&M's machine there. Kyle Busch looking truck. I think it's actually a real Kyle Busch scheme. Kyle raced at one point, slightly modified to fit that truck.
Yeah, I think Browder doesn't race anything but Kyle Busch schemes. As much as I detest Kyle Busch in real life,
gotta like Browder.
Gotta like Browder. Browder sticks to his man despite. It's like being a Gordon fan in the 90s when he switched from Rainbow to Flames. You just dealt with the heat. Same thing with Browder. He sticks with his man. Good scheme out there. Good Halloween paint for him. Again, as we go through these Halloween paints, I want to say that the fan voted best paint out there. Now, wait till tomorrow night where you see the rest. But fan voted driver will receive a monetary benefit there from MaxP TV. So be ready for that for your favorite paint scheme. Hopefully, favorite paint scheme over paint driver at the moment, but we know how it goes sometimes. Let's move on to the next one of Brad Ream.
Yeah, why don't you talk about Brad Ream there for a moment? Beautiful truck. Well, I don't know if beautiful is the operative word, but definitely an interesting one.
Yep, I'm looking over that truck. It's beautifully painted. I really like how the blood spatter is on the hood. It's amazing that the detail, the dark red to the red. I get it's like a zombie mode machine. It's quite interesting. I will note, looking at the back, it says Happy Halloween. But Matt, I don't know if you're looking at the same truck I am. It looks like he has spoiler damage.
On Brad Ream?
Yes.
Yeah, just a little. Yep, just a little bit. You can actually see from the camera angle we're using, folks. You can actually see where the spoiler bends down.
This is Talladega racing of when not to push. This is what happens when you push at the wrong spot. A nice little momentum and you shove in the wrong spot. You don't turn them, but you spoiler damage them. And I think Brad Ream would be a little bit faster. It's not the worst spoiler damage. It's not as bad as Crandell's was earlier, but it's pretty bad damage.
Yeah, it's just enough to be noticeable. How about James Brown, though? That core machine. Still a Halloween truck. Nice pumpkin on it and no damage. How about that for that 00?
I think it's good. I don't think maybe it's not rendering for him, because I would tell Brad Ream to switch up with me here. I'd be like, dude, we're not going anywhere. You're slow. You're messing up my air in front of me. Can I get in front of you? I would be selfish at this moment. Even if the 61's still fast, but if I don't think the air allows the 00 to get up to him effectively.
Yeah, right now 11 laps to go, and that's your top four. 5th place, not a Halloween scheme, but how about Jeremy Crandell there, Jeff? And he's got a lot of damage.
Yep, still working that damage. I think he saved that batch repair mat. I would say unfortunately. I think it's smart. It's Talladega, right? you don't want to waste it.
Yeah, but everyone's really spread out, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not... I don't know. You take the gamble with the small field, and, I mean, 15 small or decent field, however the way you look at it. Talladega, do you burn it? Do you not? As it gets fezzed in door to door at the line. Still nice looking Halloween scheme. Like, I think we've gone over them a couple times tonight, but like I said, I want to reiterate these Halloween schemes and how important they are for tonight and tomorrow night. Fan voted monetary gain. Drivers rewatching this race, please paint your trucks if you make it inside to tomorrow night. So got the minions out there. Halloween scheme. Next up, I think, is Robert McFarland in the #1 machine, Matt.
10 more times around here. 9 at the stripe. And you mentioned Robert McFarland there, back there in 9th place.
Yep. Pumpkin with the Monster Energy. Repping Kurt Busch there as best as he can. The Savage Drive, Savage Motorsports scheme on the back and on the deck of that truck. Nice looking truck for Robert McFarland, a former sponsor of the Cup Series on Loose Lugnuts Racing. Good to see him out here racing. He has a shot as much as anyone at this point as he butts up to the 73 machine there. I think the next one we look at, and probably, unfortunately, the last one before we get in these final laps, I think we're about to hit stop city, will be the 70 of Mike Donahue.
And right now, it looks like Ronald Klein there still leading the show. You think Ronald Klein here, or rather you think Travis Browder's got anything up his sleeve for Ronald Klein?
Like I said, he has to step out in the tri-oval where it's the, Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski-esque. That's the move you want to make. And
yes.
hopefully, yeah. I referenced a great crash at Talladega, probably one of the greatest ones of all time, and then, Carl Edwards emulated Ricky Bobby, running across the finish line, minus Borat. So, out there, you can correct me. It's the same. I don't know the actor's name. I'm sorry. The guy that did Borat and the rest of the ones out there.
7 laps to go right now.
Looks like I think we missed the pit stop of Robert Mattis, or maybe he's been soloed out so long he's a lap further down. Like I said, top 10 eligible drivers will make it into tomorrow's race. Be sure to tune into the Facebook page, Lugnuts Racing Group. Hit the like, hit the follow on that page to keep up to date with, all the racing information of Loose Lugnuts. It's critical out there. 11 o'clock Eastern Seaboard, we go. Ronald Klein within the final 6 laps of this race.
Yeah, just past 11 p.m. with 6 laps to go here. Not a lot of racing left. Ronald Klein wants to make something happen.
Well,
he doesn't have to make much happen. He has to basically hold off everyone else, what I should say.
He's got Browder behind him, which I don't think is the best situation for him. Browder, okay, so Brad Ream's not the fastest, right? There's a difference.
Yeah, without a doubt. At least. Browder's got speed. He's actually creating a breakaway there just a little bit.
I would push the breakaway as much as possible and try to hang the 76 dry, right? And see what happens. Hang them dry into a corner. 2 laps to go. If no one goes with you, dump back down and push for the final lap in the tri-oval.
Now that might just work. That just might work.
Yeah, if Bob Wells is listening out there, I've tried pulling that move on him before. It didn't work, but it's probably the best possible move.
And right now, for the stripe, so it has been one night of racing. That being said, we've only had 1 caution that isn't a stage caution. That's been pretty impressive, I gotta say.
No, it's definitely impressive. 15:43. 1 caution at Talladega is something to toot your horn about. I think we're going to see more tomorrow night. It might be avoid the caution for the first half of the race tomorrow night, and then smooth sailing afterwards. We'll have to see. I've been proven wrong before, but I know how our drivers go sometimes. Special event, trophy on the line. 1 fast repair, I believe, for tomorrow night too. So, but front 4 right now have the race in the books. Do they got to go to the pits? I think if you have to pit, still you have to pit.
I'd say just ride it till it's dry. I mean, let's be real here. The top 10, it's not changing. Robert Mattis is a lap down. He's out. Anyone in the top 10's in. So just run it till it's dry.
Yep, based on eligibility. I will put that out there. I'm sorry I have to do that to you, Matt, but just the wording I've been passed along.
Assuming everyone's eligible in the top 10, then they're all in.
Yes.
And Mattis is out.
Until it's posted on Facebook.
Yeah, assuming everyone on track right now is eligible, they're all in because the top 10's lead lap. Mattis is out by 2 laps, which is really unfortunate for him. But he'd be in 11th anyway. Actually, no, he'd be in 5th.
Yeah, I mean,
He'd be in a really nice situation.
Robert Mattis is a heck of a driver. I love how he's an easy pusher here on the super speedways. He doesn't mind going up to the third line when called on. He's a good guy to push with that 14 machine. But the 14 needs a miracle at this point, and Talladega has been known to provide miracles. I think the last time we were live on ASN, Matt, we went green, white, checkered 3 times at Richmond.
Yeah, that would be correct, but here's the problem with the miracle that Mattis would need. I don't think he'd have enough laps for it.
I don't know. Look at second group right now with Alan Larson heading it. They're 2 by 2 fighting it.
There we go. Final lap.
Final lap. The spots are up. No caution will end this.
It's the question, is it Klein or is it Browder? And it might very well be Klein.
Browder made the move way too early.
He's got no help anymore, so Browder's out of it. He's a non-factor, unfortunately.
There goes Ream with move.
Brad Ream might be the winner. Ronald Klein's got no help. He's got James Brown.
Mattis steps out.
Brad Ream has got it at the moment. Ronald Klein had it up until the start of the back straightaway. It's all a matter of, does Travis Browder have enough momentum to do this by himself? And I don't think he does. Brad Ream is blocking. Oh, he dumps him. He dumped him.
Oh, wow. It's the last
And Ronald Klein.
Oh,
Ronald Klein wins it.
What a move. I mean, let's take an instant replay before we gather our top 3 there, Matt, and look at that final move on the front straightaway.
That was all Ronald Klein to win. I thought I called that incorrectly twice. First I said Browder's a non-factor going into 1. Then I said Ronald Klein's out of it. And then, well, go figure, as fate would have it. We'll watch coming out. Turn number 4. It is Travis Browder all over the back end of Brad Ream. Brad Ream blocks him once. That's fair. Blocks him twice. Okay, you get the bumper. Brad Ream's turned around. Travis Browder left too much of the bottom exposed. Let Ronald Klein slip in. Just enough of Ronald Klein slipped in to get the win.
I will state Brad Ream finished 4th, so based on his eligibility, outside of that, I think he's in. It's still a fantastic finish. Brad Ream has nothing to be sorry for. That I did call the, Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski move at the end.
It was identical. The only thing missing was the guy going through the air.
All right. Well, I think I'll take 3rd place right here, Matt, if you don't mind, and that's the 00. I've already talked to the 00 once. It says 76 burns out. Well, James, 3rd place, not too bad, not too shabby for a night at Talladega, despite the field size. What a finish.
Oh, that was fun. This is why we do what we do, man. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm not sure on your eligibility going forward, but congrats on going in, if that is true.
Yes, I made the show.
All right, well, 00's in. I like your Halloween scheme with the Cora-based Halloween. I think you will do well tomorrow night. I think avoiding the caution will be the key. What do you see tomorrow evening?
Well, with 40 cars or 40 trucks, I see a lot of the same. Just it's just going to be a little bit more intense, and if guys are patient, give and take, it should be a pretty good race. If everybody wants to get excited and try to win it on the first 10 laps, well, it's not going to go so well.
All right. Well, James, shout out your sponsors.
Well, my sponsor. Well, first of all, you mentioned my paint job. This is by my teammate John Pansula, drives the 01, and CORA, Championship Online Racing Association, which we will be back next year.
All right, 00 James Brown into the show tomorrow night. Good luck.
Thanks,
with that,
guys.
Sir. All right, go celebrate, man. All right,
Alrighty.
Matt with.
Well, I was gonna say I'll get Katie with second place there. Katie, are you there?
Yep.
I was gonna say get Katie with Travis Browder.
All right, T-Router with Katie. Go ahead.
Hey, Travis, it's Katie. You got a copy on us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry about the incident with me and Brad Ring there at the end. I feel bad.
I was going to say, you kind of went up early for that pass coming in on the last lap. If you could change something, would you go back and try to hold that off just a little bit to try to get that win?
I think so. It's Talladega. I mean, anybody can win it, you know?
It's still a phenomenal run. I mean, starting fourth, winding up second. I'm going to say it. You had a damn good push coming on so many of these trucks. I mean, you clearly had it going. Did you have this in your mind going into tonight? If you could stay run up there with Ron, try to get that pass on the last lap, was that your strategy coming in?
I think so. We just rode in the back throughout the race, just being patient, just let everything sort out, and we got P2 out of him, and the pit stop worked out our favor. We took 2 left sides on that pit stop, and it worked out our favor, and we got P2 out of it, so we'll take it. We'll go on Saturday. This is our warm-up.
All right, sir. Well, once again, congratulations on a second place. What kind of sponsors or anyone in particular you want to thank?
I'm driving the M&M's Halloween paint from John Hendrick from 2017. I'm running this paint tonight, so thank you, John Hendrick, for that, and you guys for the broadcast, and Ronald and all the admins put on for Loose Lugnuts. Looking forward to the race Saturday.
All right, sir. Well, I hope we can get an interview in with you again tomorrow night, and good luck.
Thank you, Katie.
Well, I think you'll take the winner here, won't you?
Yeah, let's talk to the one and only Ronald Klein, who I kind of wrote off going into that, going down the backstretch as losing this race. I thought Brad Ream had it, and then lo and behold, Ronald Klein, you come out of nowhere and you go to victory lane. That one's got to feel good.
You have no idea, Matt.
And it's been a little while since you've been to victory lane. Welcome back to it. How'd that truck handle for you all night?
The truck was actually kind of loose. It was a little bit scary, actually. But we learned a lot for tomorrow night. We made the main, so we'll be going on to that. And I know you may not hear it in my voice, but I'm extremely happy. I can't believe that. I wrote it off, but Jim Brown says up high coming out of 4, and I seen him come in the mirror, and I went up high, and he gave me a heck of a shove. And Travis got in the back of Brad, I believe, and that gave me enough momentum to duck down on the inside. Travis left the inside open. I was going down there, and if he bumped into me, then it's being forced below the yellow line, so it would have been okay. I wouldn't have gotten a penalty for it, and I just can't thank everybody that worked with me tonight enough. Alan Larson, James Brown, Brad Ream, they let me call a strategy tonight, and really paid off.
Yeah, that it definitely did. Now the big question, of course, do you see yourself going to victory lane on tomorrow night?
It's Talladega, anything can happen. We'll be starting in the back, and we're going to try to do the same thing that we did tonight. We're going to try to use strategy to our advantage. I've been coming up with a plan, much like I did for tonight, for tomorrow night, and we're going to try. I'll tell you that. I'd love to get a couple of wins back-to-back and really get some momentum and get some confidence back.
Is that the rule, Ron, going forward, that the transferees are in the back of the race tomorrow night?
Yeah, if you no, for the previous diecast winners, we have to start dead last. So because we've I think I better make sure that it says that in the rule book, but that was the intention. If it doesn't, it's supposed to make it more difficult for previous winners, which
it's just you and Browder.
It is. Yep, just me and Browder, but that's going to change, I'm sure. We'll see if we got enough for tomorrow night. I hope so, but you just never know at Talladega. You never know at a super speedway.
Well, good luck tomorrow night, man. That was a great one.
I appreciate it. Like to give a couple quick shout outs if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
I want to thank you guys up there in the booth first and foremost for putting on the broadcast each and every week. Can't wait to go back and listen to this one. I'm sure there was some dead spots in there because we had some green flag running and kind of used strategy to break the field up, but that's what we wanted to try to avoid wrecks. So can't wait to check that out. Thank you very much for doing what you guys do. I got to thank my team owner, John Hedrick, at Over the Top Paints and Designs and Over the Top Motorsports, who painted up this fantastic truck. Shout out to racegear.com. Go check them out, and thank my teammates Over the Top Motorsports. I can't wait to work with them tomorrow night in the main event and see if we can at least get one of us up there in the winner's circle, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll get another podium out of it.
All right, well, folks, hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and once again, that's Ronald Klein, their race winner. Jeff, any closing words you want?
Yeah, I mean, join us on Max Speed tomorrow night. Remember, vote for your favorite paint. Hopefully not voting just for favorite driver. Favorite paint scheme. The drivers choose their paint schemes to run, obviously, hopefully. And they're out there racing for a little monetary gain. We'll crown a Halloween champion tomorrow night. But it was actually, despite the dead parts that Ron mentioned tonight, Matt, I think that ending was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was
you can't ask better
absolutely
than that.
amazing. All right, so that'll do it for us tonight, folks. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see y'all in the next one.